Welcome to LD Codes. Before we start our coding lesson, there are a few terminologies we have to clarify. And once we do that, the things you are going to learn and the course structure is going to make a lot of sense. We are going to talk about web development, mobile development, and what it's all about. Hello, I'm LD Confidence, full stack software developer, and I'll be taking you through this lesson. We are going to start with web development, and to do that, let's talk about web applications and websites. So anything that opens in the browser is a website or web application. It doesn't matter whether the browser is on your phone or laptop or any other device. If you can open it in the browser, it's either a website or web application. Example, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so many others. You know, I've been saying website and web application, and these two things are not the same. So let me differentiate the two. The difference between a website and web application is that websites are static. They just display information about something, and when you open it, you only read to get information from there. Example is this university website. You can access their information. You can as well know their academics, like the information they've already put out there, their programs and all of that. On the other hand, web applications are interactive. Where you input something, you get something back. Let's use the like of Facebook as an example. As a web application, is interactive. So when you input your details or when you want to create an account, you can input your details, and with this information you've provided, it will be used to create an account for you. There are other web application you are also familiar with, something like Twitter, something like YouTube and Instagram, and so many others too. So now we have been able to understand the difference between website and web application. Websites are static, web applications are interactive. The process of designing, coding, modifying website or web application from layout to functionality is called web development. So now a web developer builds website and web application. So whenever you hear someone say he or she is a web developer, then that's the person basically builds website and web application. Now web development can be divided into two main parts. We have the front-end development and the back-end development. Let's talk about front-end. Front-end is basically the look and the feel of a website or web application. Anything you see in the browser is the front-end. All the buttons, the text, the image, the video, and so many others you see in the browser, they are all called front-end. When you hear front-end, is how the website or web application looks, feels, the buttons and all the things you could see. So front-end developer is someone who built front-end of a website or web application, and that's it for front-end development. Let's talk about back-end development. This is the brains behind any web application. You don't see the back-end in the browser like you do in the front end. You don't see it at all when you visit any web application, but that's what makes the web application works. For instance, you visit Facebook, you log in, and you click on the buttons and all of that. You see the page will start refreshing, and you are being required to input your details. And if the details are not correct, you'll be prompted that they are not correct. That's the work of the back end. So the back end is the brain behind the web application. Let's talk about mobile development. As a developer, you are not limited to web application and websites only. You can build mobile application. We would learn that later on. We are already familiar with mobile applications like WhatsApp, Facebook, and so many others. So any application that can be installed and used on a phone is called mobile application. Mobile development is a process of designing, coding, and modifying mobile application from layout to functionality. And anyone that can build mobile application is called a mobile developer. Now, that is all for basic terminology we want to talk about. Let's dive into our first coding lesson. Don't forget to like, comment, share, follow, and stay tuned for our next updates.